A while ago, I did a series called Trapreneurs that lasted from part 1 to about part 5. And coming back into this YouTube thing, as I try to analyze the environment that's going around us, especially how Generation Z and loosely the mid generation of millennials towards the end, I would say about maybe uh, millennials born in precisely usually the late 1980s all the way to about 1995 are always going to partake on the newest inventions and the newest social media that's out there in order for them to express themselves, and in this case always make money. As I always say, a lot of these as I always see, a lot of these stream services such as TikTok, Snapchat, whether they're popular or not, Instagram, and all this other stuff affords the opportunity for those that want to make a living off of being able to stream and talk about whatever they want to talk about or do things that may be different from the norm. What am I talking about? Usually these days, I'm seeing this whole entire trend of these usually Generation Z who decide to go on the internet and pretend that they're an NPC, in which in that case, they usually are just robotic in nature. They just go ahead and repeat themselves, chanting words like thanks for the glizzy or yum yum, gang gang, and all this other stuff, or usually putting up the Illuminati sign in order to convey the idea that it's totally awesome what they're doing. I mean, in my case, I do find it a little bit weird and out the norm, but who am I to say anything about that? Because I understand that this isn't something that's new to me. The trend is absolutely new, but the idea of people being NPCs on a social network or a social medium is not new. Now, my thing about it is, for me, investigating this whole entire new trend that's on TikTok allowed me to kind of understand it from the viewpoint. This happened because a lot of the Japanese culture influenced this type of trend. And what do I mean by that? When there was the whole entire thing of before they had this trend that I'm going to show you, they had this trend, the e-girl trend about how, women have their makeup on and, they have very big eyes and stuff like that, and usually have the appearance of a geisha. And then especially when it comes to the Japanese women, the Japanese would act like a cat or do things that seems very robotic in nature. So I'm not saying that people who did a review on this type of trend on YouTube or other social networks are out the game or they're old to this, but I was also want to take it back a little bit in history so that we have an understanding on why this is happening the way that it is, because all of this is absolutely not surprising to me for the fact of the matter that this is all just a makeup or a Trojan horse into getting people into the idea you have succumbed into being an NPC on social networks anyway. So by them going online and repeating the chants that they're chanting and the things that they're doing, it should be no difference, because that's going to be you probably in the next 5 to 10 years, where you're going to be a complete humanoid robot. So to make my analysis, I pulled out a couple of clips, which I thought actually pretty much explain or made me analyze it the way that I did before I decided to do this video. And I just want to show you a couple of clicks so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So, peep. This is the first video right here in which you'll see I would describe as an e-girl who decides to do this, but just the idea of these NPC TikToks. Peep.
Pumpkin, yum! Now spicy. Ice cream, yum! Kitty balls.
Now, I hope you guys got a good estimate on what it was that you were just watching right now. And if some of you people feel like this is cringe, that's because it's denoting that it is going to be trend, because we are absolutely already in the world of the humanoid culture, where people are already NPCs for the liking of themselves. Whether you want to say it's for sexual gratification or because the aesthetics is cool and pleasing, everybody has their own thing. I'm actually debating right now if I should make this a series in which I'm trying to say for the love of clout, in which we'll be going over a couple of clips where we'll be diving into this whole entire NPC TikTok culture further, or taking it back a step when it came to these phenomenons that was on the internet before this NPC TikTok culture took place. But otherwise than that, I actually wanted to go over this whole entire thing with this girl that's popular on TikTok, that's famous for saying gang gang ice cream, who's a part of this NPC culture community, in which a lot of people took to the social sites that this is cringe. They don't understand it. And more of the videos that I'm going to analyze and I'm going to make an assessment over, we're going to go over this tenfold so that we all have an understanding what this is about, why they're doing it, and all this other stuff. Because at first glance, yes, it's about money. Yes, it's about being able to stand online and do things repeatedly for shock value or to be funny. But at the same time, understanding the mindset of a lot of these Gen Zs, they don't care. It's all about being in character. But I don't blame them, however, because at the same time, you being a YouTube content creator can also be you being in character. So who are we to judge when it comes to this NPC TikTok culture when you can obviously be doing the same thing? But to go over it, this is what it is right here. So it says, why TikTok sensation PinkyDoll is freaking everyone out. And as you can see on the screen, shout out to Emily, you can see this is the woman that is doing this whole entire TikTok challenge that is pretty much the progenitor of this new challenge online of the NPC culture. I've seen many that we're going to be going over. A fellow YouTuber by the name of Odin's Men you can check out, in which he had actually went full in depth about this whole entire TikTok culture, to the point of the matter, you had a lot of these so-called black kids, specifically so-called black young boys, that was online talking about glizzy this and glizzy that. And I'll explain a little bit what a glizzy is. So it says here, the woman in the video has bleached blonde hair, vacant eyes, and porcelain skin that glows with the help of multiple filters. When she speaks, it is in an endless stream of animal sounds, nonsensical phrases like ice cream so good, and an eerily realistic imitation of the sound of a balloon being popped. At first glance, it is hard to tell if she is actually human. And that's the point. This is the point. The woman in the video, who goes by the screen name PinkyDoll, is an NPC streamer, a real person who makes money imitating a video game character, imitating a real person. The acronym NPC stands for non-playable character. The background actors in video games not controlled by the players themselves. The world of NPC streamers was thrust into the limelight recently when videos of PinkyDoll went viral on Twitter. Removed from her devoted fan base on TikTok, the creator's strange mannerisms and bizarre utterings of spurred mass confusion and more than a few diatribes about the state of the modern world. The fact that she is also objectively attractive made the discourse irresistible, and soon videos of other creators were making the rounds too. I don't even think there's a Bible verse to help us deal with this. One Twitter user wrote, "We're in uncharted territory. These NPC streamers are going to destroy an entire generation of children." Another user tweeted about a different streamer. With that being said, I would say this. A lot of people always get into this conversation about biblical this and biblical that. Does it exist that something like this would be in the Bible? I don't doubt it. At the same time, is this a level of programming? I would say so. But like I always tell people, we can easily blame Generation Z for their interests and what they're into. But at the same time, millennials had their own things that Generation X didn't believe in, that they didn't like. And Generation X had to deal with the fact that boomers was giving them a lot of crap for the things that they believed in or the things that interest them. So with each generation, does it become weirder? I would say so. But at the same time, each generation had their own thing that they liked that previous generations that didn't like. Just like when it comes to me, I may look at Gen Z and say, oh, I don't like the music that they're listening to. I don't specifically like drill rap like that. Or when they have these TikToks, I can't stand TikTok. I would never make a TikTok for myself. outside of this YouTube thing. But at the same time, it is the understanding this is their generation that's into it. But at the same time, we do have the rightful judgment of critiquing it. For something so confusing, the basics of NPC streaming are simple. Creators, mostly women, dress up like stereotypical video game versions of a hot girl and stream live from their homes. Viewers interact by buying them gifts, which shows up as emojis on their screen. The creators have a standardized response to each emoji. For example, a slurping noise and ice cream so good for an ice cream cone, which they perform every time that gift is sent. What makes the whole thing so bizarrely captivating is the speed at which they perform them and the robotic reliability with which they perform the sounds the same way time after time. In between, they also adopt the empty expectations of a video game character not currently in use, bobbing their heads and waving their hands like a sim trapped in a slow-loading computer. PinkyDoll does not actually wave her hands. They are usually occupied by her hair straightener, which she uses to pop popcorn kernels one at a time. To understand why this kind of content exists, look no further than the Instagram accounts for PinkyDoll and other popular NPC streamers like Cherry Crush. Both post overly sexual photos, often dressed as fantasy characters, and link to their OnlyFans pages. PinkyDoll's advertises a free sex tape once you subscribe. NPC streaming is a fetish, and the content exists for people who find the idea of controlling a human as you would a video game character sexually arousing. And it goes on to say, when the sexual nature of the videos were revealed, it only added to the online debate, which some saw the content as misogynistic and dehumanizing, and others saw it as a clever way of making quick cash. I held off on saying this because I'm not the most eloquent on feminist thought, but these NPC fetishes seem to be built upon the stripping of free will, wrote one Twitter user with the handle Nintendo Bomb. They're just a female representing robot. They can't say no. She's pretty and her accent/voice is very soothing. She's making bank and I'm here for it. Counter TV writer Francesca Ramsey, which ironically, I remember Francesca Ramsey a long time ago when her fake pro-black ass was going on television trying to have that that trite conversation about black women going out with white men. I remember her and talking about hair because I think that's Francesca Ramsey that had locks, or she had an afro. I don't remember. Adding, she has a little over 200K followers and her lives are going viral, so it's estimated she's making 5 to 6 figures. Rachel Cowart, a research psychologist who specializes in gaming communities, told the Daily Beast this kind of content plays into basic human desires for connection and control. Connection because the creators are responding to their viewers, and control because they are obeying their commands. She added that there has long been a fascination in the gaming world of pushing the limits with non-playable characters and seeing what the game would allow players to do. But she also said the fact that most of the streamers are women could bolster damaging stereotypes about women in gaming. I would say it just further plays into this idea of over-sexualized women engaging peripherally in gaming cultures. She said they're NPCs, not main characters, and it's definitely playing into that. It's just reinforcing the power dynamic that have always been there. She added, PinkyDoll, for her part, didn't seem to mind the controversy. On Friday, she reposted several different TikToks of people mimicking her to her Instagram story. On TikTok, she posted a video asking Cardi B for a shout out. I know I'm not your girl yet, but you never know, she said. The video got more than 11,000 likes. And we're going to dive into this whole entire conversation of this popular NPC character that you see on your screen right now, PinkyDoll. And, you know, by the presence, this does seem like an attractive woman. I have heard her before. I have seen her TikTok, in which I'll probably explain in another video, in which we'll review it together. But, you know, I thought it was pretty funny seeing this type of like TikTok for myself because, I mean, what person goes online and does this? This does come from the gaming community, in which they had a lot of women streamers that came along and, you know, they would do bizarre things like, not necessarily, never really on TikTok. I would see it like usually on Twitch, coming from a Twitch site, and it was uploaded on YouTube, in which You would see things like women dressed in these over provocative outfits, such as so they have the young lady named Amaroth, which is a so-called white woman that usually has ginger hair, and she's usually in a lot of lingerie, namely Victoria's Secrets or something like that, and she'll go online and do ASMRs and look into the camera. We do become a society that becomes over-sexualized of the woman, in which the man falls prey into looking at the woman as a sexual object for his fantasy, subconsciously feeding his pretty much his endorphins into him believing this is the new porn for him. That it doesn't necessarily mean that the woman has to dress naked or be half naked or be in her underwear or anything like that, but it also signals the idea, or virtual signal the idea, that she is doing these things in order for the male gaze. Now, she'll say it's not for the male gaze, but that's something that women often usually lie about when they do things like this, because they understand the more attention they get, the more money they're going to get. She's no different. And PinkyDoll in this video is going to explain here how she thinks it's wrong that people are exposing her for stealing the OnlyFans content and then upload it into another site. At which I say, you're just a dumb broad who doesn't get it. The thing about it is, the more accolades you get, the more problems you get as a woman, and you have an OnlyFans, knowing that OnlyFans is usually supposed to be the new porn site based off subscriptions, somebody's going to take it. And then somebody's going to upload it into something else because of your clout, because of how many numbers you have as a TikTok artist. In which I always believe, and I've said incessantly on this channel, what you say or do can be used against you, not just in a court of law, but just also on social media. So that's something you have to really figure out. But women like this doesn't surprise me. Another TikTok thought that decides to go on here and has an OnlyFans page and all this other stuff. I mean, it's not surprising. But let's check it out, y'all. Pete.
Yo, guys, someone just exposed my things for free on the net. Like, why would you do that? Waste your time, your energy, and your money. You buy my things and you put it on the web for free. Like,
yes, they put it up on the web for free. There's been a lot of these OnlyFans creators, usually women, that would obviously make their money off the subscriptions. Somebody would be able to download them in their OnlyFans, and then they probably put it on a Pornhub or put it up on these other like pornography sites and stuff like that, and it'd be for free. That's why I tell a lot of these men, not that I'm into it or anything, stuff like that. I'm just some bored like type nerd that stays on YouTube all the time. But, brothers that decide to tell, they be like, oh yeah, I should get a subscription and blah, blah, blah. Like the individual, I'd never understand that. What is the point of you having OnlyFans and telling people to subscribe to your shit? You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, that's something that somebody can watch on another website for free. This is the reason. They'll pay money to go ahead and take your subscription, download anything you did, even if you was playing with a rose or you was playing with a dildo or you were just dressing provocatively, or, a lot of these different gaming communities, I forgot the name of it, but those people that cosplaying and stuff like that, and they have the cosplaying culture. And this is something that PinkyDoll decided to do. It's numerous influences out there. So obviously you will be on the chopping block of getting exposed, but you can't get mad because the fact matter, you decided to put the content out there. So who are you to say? Unless you were trolled, unless you was like nameless or we couldn't see your face, I can understand if somebody exposed you or doxed you. But at the same time, you exposed yourself. You were the one that had the OnlyFans account, nobody else.
why would you do that? Why would you waste your time doing that? It doesn't make no sense to me. Like, I don't know who you are, what you want, but if I see you, I'm gonna sue you. Sue you.
You ain't gonna sue shit. And the thing about it is, I love it when people sit up there and talk about, oh, it's intellectual property or it's my property and stuff like that. Certain content, if you don't have it protected, there's no way you're going to be able to sue and all this other stuff. I dare someone to battle me on this type of issue. A lot of people sit up there and say they're going to sue someone and blah, 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 but they never read the contracts. They never read the terms and conditions of these different websites that they're putting their stuff on. Just because you have a camera and all these different things, I mean, it can go two ways more than one. But I believe at the end of the day, PinkyDoll is not going to sue nobody. She ain't going to sue anybody. she's going to keep making the content, and she's going to love the fact of the matter that she's earning a living off of this. This is also a mother. This is as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure, but this might be a single mom right here. And this is not about me sitting up there joking like this is typical single mom behavior. But the thing about it is, we have to reach into this, and fellas especially, absolutely be in your child's life as much as you can. Judging by this type of woman, she is definitely a Western woman who doesn't understand things. She just believes by her looks that she can get to where she is. I mean, look exactly how she's dressed right now. You can actually see the bra strap, about how she probably has a push-up bra, has blonde bleach hair, and all that other stuff. It's finished, finito. And I'm pretty sure that she's getting DMs, and a lot of men want to have sexual relations with this woman. And you know what's funny about this? I mean, a lot of people sitting up there talking about her voice is soothing and all that other stuff. Her voice reminds me of Nicki Minaj for some odd reason. Maybe it's just me.
Better hide yourself forever. Like, for real. I don't understand. I went to Google. I write PinkyDoll Real.
What the hell is Google? I thought it was Google.
Link it. And there's a lot of page. Not 1, 2, 3. There's a lot of page. Like, But anyways, it's all block. It's all block. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You know, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm going to sue you. Don't play with me.
Like I said, you ain't going to sue shit. At the end of the day, a lot of these women is all talk and no bite. You understand what I'm saying? So what I think about it is, to this woman, and I have the belief system, this might be a woman of, like, not that it matters, but this woman may be so-called Black in a sense, and lineage may be Caribbean for some odd reason, just by the way she's talking. But that's just me. It doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, I would say that I'm going to look more into this conversation about the NPC TikTok culture. But it's not something that people should really be surprised about. Like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. This is the end of the world. My thing about it is, if you've been paying attention for a long time, which those, and I'm not saying I blame you if you didn't, but at the same time, they've been prepping you for this, because all it does is come from the idea, especially when you look at olden games like The Sims, or you look at a lot of these games where you can control the character to do things, or if you stand on idle, they start to do things like Grand Theft Auto, or you play a lot of games where you can create your own character and you can monitor the way that they talk and all these different things. A lot of these different things are attributed to what you see today. And that's the whole entire point. It's just a level of programming. But otherwise than that, like, share, subscribe. Peace.